since it's another day, billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold.
That scatterbrain got fucked over by the JRE podcast this week, boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bones and Tubs. We're here with you this week on this February day. I think it's the last episode of February.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Fucking A. Fuck February.
Terrible month.
Yeah. Tubbs said racistly.
Don't now come come on now. No, I'm glad my voice is finally about back to normal. So all of you that basically like for the last 4 or 5 episodes had to listen to Tom Waits, my best Tom Waits impression on the podcast, now have my docile, clear tones back again.
Well, don't get too excited because it's coming back around for round 6.
Nah, it's not this time.
Everybody's getting sick, man.
I've been overdosing on vitamin C for days.
Yeah, I get it.
Took it this morning.
That's good. I need to do it too. It just sits there and stares at me on the counter amongst my other pile of supplements.
Throw it in your Gatorade and you're just good to go, man. You know? Took that, my D3, fish oil.
Pow.
I can't wait till it warms back up so I don't have to take the D3 anymore.
I want to do a blood panel one time, see where our numbers are. I'm hoping they'd be, with all the supplements, they'd be right, you know?
I would hope so, but you never know.
You never do know. I quit eating entire sleeves of Mega Stuff Oreos. So that's good.
Yeah.
I lost 2% body fat in a matter of like 3 days because of water weight loss, you know?
I've been trying to be better, but I broke down and ate some ice cream last night.
God damn
I'm not going to lie, it was delicious.
I know.
Okay, it was Grater's.
I get it, man.
You know, Grater's brand ice cream is delicious.
You're going to do it, not a podcast sponsor, but if you're going to do it right, you know?
It's delicious. It's just full of chocolate and fudge.
What if I just went back through every single episode we did, and anytime we mentioned someone that didn't pay us money, we just blurred their name out?
Yeah. So now they wouldn't know who the fuck we were talking about because you didn't pay us.
I really like this dog dick chewing tobacco. It's really good, you know?
Yeah. Nothing like a good old fucking fat log of dog dip in your mouth after a hard day's work, you know?
I want to share the good news.
Okay, then you share that news then.
Is that what they say when they're trying to tell us about Jehovah?
I think so. Have you heard the good news?
Okay, well, Bones and Tubbs Nation, you're about to hear the good news, and it's not about Jehovah. But we are going to come inside your living room. Take that how you will.
However you want.
I'm going to let you know, we got reached out to. Does that sound right? Reached out to? We were reached out. Someone reached out to us.
Yes.
English class.
Mm-hmm.
Someone reached out through the power of the internet, bonesandtubs@gmail.com, a producer and host of Lineup Media Group. We have been holding on to this for a while, you know. It's pretty exciting to let everybody know that we can now be found also on yoradio.com.
What's it called again?
yoradio.com.
Okay.
If you go to
that has a catchier name than what was it? Lineup Media Group.
Now that's who reached out.
Oh.
I don't know why that sounds fucked up to me.
It sounds like a
reached. R-E-A-C-H-T.
Reached
out.
No, but the name before you said sounds like a placeholder name, like when you're trying to name your company.
Yeah.
And you've got the model of what you want it to be about, and it's just literally the description of what you're talking about.
For sure, yeah. Good job.
So just to get this out there, is it a podcasting network?
I don't think it's a podcast network so much as it's a radio channel. So
holy fuck.
If you go to the App Store on your phone or tablet or whatever fucking witchcraft magic device would have got you burned at the stake hundreds of years ago on, and you look up Yo Radio on the App Store, and you download that, you go on there into the search bar and type in Rabbit Hole Radio. We are on the Rabbit Hole Radio Network.
I like that name of that network.
It's fucking good. Their description is, it's time to go down the rabbit hole. Cults, conspiracy theories, paranormal mysteries. Hear it all on the rabbit hole.
Bones and Tubs are on the radio.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
I know. It's exciting. It's kind of the next step.
Yeah. Like we've had a podcast. We've had our show.
Yeah.
But now it's like
people are liking what we're doing. They're wanting to pick us up. They're wanting to.
So like we'll have a time slot, right?
I don't know. I'm not.
Like that's how the way I look at it. So then like because the DJ will spin us out like, well that was up that Bones and Tubs show.
DJ.
So like people will be like, oh shit, it's like I hope our time slot's like not close to coast because I don't want to have to deny people coast to coast. But at the same time, I want it to be like, could we be the act that warms up the Coast to Coast audience.
The fluffers.
Yeah, we're like the proverbial
opening
fluffers of conspiracy theories.
I hope so.
Because I can dig that.
I'm not even worried about it. I figure it's all going to fall into place. The universe has got our back.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep doing us, and people are going to keep lifting us up.
You know, and then today we looked at our iTunes reviews.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Yeah,
getting a few more. I love that there are haters amongst you. Not right now, because they probably just fly by, they see it, and they're like, oh, listen to that one. And they listen to one, and then they leave some shitty-ass one-star review, like, I wanted to listen to the episode about Göbekli Tepe, but all they did was talk about themselves and the drunk girls that they know. And because I've never had sex with a female, I'm upset. And I leave them a one-star review because of my own self-imposed celibacy.
You know what's wild is I remember the Göbekli Tepe episode as one of my favorites early episodes.
It's a good one.
And I remember us distinctly talking about Göbekli Tepe in some pretty decent detail. And I'm pretty sure the doctor was on the show that day too.
He has a doctorate.
Yes.
Bitch.
We had the doctor on the show that day.
How many shows have you done, you fucking piece of shit?
You almost went somewhere else with that.
I know.
You would have to have bleeped it out.
You saw me get the F was shaky, huh?
It was.
You could see it. I saw your third eye wink at me.
Yeah. It sounded like an F that could have had a vowel following it.
Was I going to describe him as an English cigarette? Is that what you were
Possibly.
going? Perhaps a bundle of sticks?
That's why I was like,
shut up.
Don't do it.
Don't say it.
But nah, and that's okay. We could get bad reviews. It doesn't really bother me. We got way more good reviews than bad reviews.
And they're going to keep coming because you guys need to go. We've got 98% this last week. 98% of our downloads came from Apple Podcasts. So I don't know if that's all iTunes or if that's Apple Podcasts as an app. I don't have an iPhone. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But I do know that if you go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and screenshot and send it to our email, I'll send you some of my personal clothing. I'll send you underwear.
Ooh.
If you want dirty underwear, I'll send it to you.
Nice and the musky.
Yeah.
Musky pair of skivvies.
I want to send it to Australia. I'd hate to see what the shipping is. Hey, Sarah's smell like these dirty minge. We got some Ohio minge.
It's a bloody pair of underoos.
Yeah.
Then they decide to put it on a drop bear,
Could send them dirty diapers. I got a fucking bunch of those. They're not mine, though.
All the time. But no, so today's episode was supposed to be, we had a topic.
Proper context. We got a message from the doctor the other day, and I posted something on the Facebook. I don't know what day that was. Probably, what's today? Tuesday? Probably Friday.
Yeah.
Last Friday, I posted it about all these video recordings of nuclear bomb tests. Mm-hmm. And I said, I posed a question. I'd like to know how, if a nuclear detonation happens above the United States in the atmosphere, it fries every electrical component in the United States and it's lights out.
Yeah.
And yet we have all these videos, modern day, not so modern day, of nuclear explosions. I said, how did it not destroy the camera? That's my question. If you can tell me or tag someone that can, I would really greatly appreciate it.
Someone commented with a bum excuse.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
They said that you could wrap it in the camera in aluminum foil.
Well, you can wrap my fucking dick in aluminum foil too and put it in the microwave if you want.
Don't think that's gonna stop an EMP, but
nah, bro.
Whatever.
Nice try. Maybe that tinfoil hat's the same type of theory he uses to keep the aliens out of his fucking scrotum.
So by that logic, I could cover my house in aluminum foil and not suffer EMP.
Man, I doubt it.
But then again, I wouldn't have electricity anyways because it would shut down the grid.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't matter.
But it was a fair question, I was curious like a cat, so I took to the nation. I asked y'all, and nobody knew how to answer except for Mr. fucking Science Pants over there,
Yeah.
Good job. But anyway, so the doctor also capitalized D demanded an episode.
Yeah.
On Are Nuclear Bombs Fake? Because we watched a documentary before about how all the footage from the tests were fake. If you go to YouTube and look up I think it's 1950s nuclear bomb footage.
Yeah.
It's it's so shittily done. It's just like the moon landing, right? It's clearly fake, like the footage.
Yeah.
Like you filmed this on a tabletop house. The trees are clearly fake. The house is made of it's scale. It's just terrible, man. So that and the fact that you've got video footage that should have destroyed cameras. I did see one video that freaked me the fuck out that also goes against everything we've been told about nuclear bombs, where they I think we talked about it before. But it's a Army regiment, I believe, or maybe Marines. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Order followers are in the field, and they dig a trench, and they're out there playing cards and shit. They got a little camcorder with them. I want to say it was black and white, so that dates it. But they do a nuclear test, like not that far away from where they are, and they all get down in the trench for the initial blast wave, and then they run into the cloud.
Yeah, it's apparently I saw that too. That's a Russian video.
Oh, is it Russian?
Yeah, because the guy on one of the videos commented on that same video and said he's like, they used to show this to us at Army training, and he was like from I don't remember, he's from like Finland or some shit. And he's like, they used to show this to us. He's like, even back then, he's like, I knew it was fake because you had these fucking dudes running right towards the fucking mushroom cloud. He's like, those cocksuckers, according to their science, should be fucking dead,
melted.
Yeah,
the camera should have been fried. They should have been fried. But yeah, here they are running into a fucking mushroom cloud.
So that was gonna be today's episode.
Yeah, we were gonna get into that, but then I was going through YouTube videos for some last minute fucking scramble research while I played World of Warcraft as a fucking dwarf shaman, nice. Roaming the woods of Elmwood Forest because I don't fucking like the starting area that comes with a dwarf. But anyway, I found out that Joe Rogan and let's see, who else was it? Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo, and the other guy from King and the Sting, Dominic DeColco. They were shitting on Eddie Bravo for his belief that nuclear weapons are fake. So I just decided it's probably not a good topic.
Yeah.
Because most of you probably listen. It's one of the most popular podcasts. And be like, these guys just took the car from Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. This is a matter of bad timing on... I'm going to blame Joe Rogan on this one. I'm not taking the blame.
Hashtag shill.
We were going to do a good episode.
He was reading our text messages and he was like, we got to stop this.
But here's the thing, like, it doesn't necessarily mean we still can't talk about it. It's just we wanted to establish that, like,
yeah, it's kind of I don't know, it's a non-starter topic. Their arguments back and forth, I side with Eddie Bravo on some of it. You shouldn't trust the government.
No.
For any reason. They'll lie to you just as soon as, steal from you.
Yeah.
And, but I also agree with young Jamie and Joe Rogan that, like, that's not a good hill to die on. What's it matter if they're fake? Clearly they're still big-ass bombs, whether or not they're nuclear or not.
Well,
they'll still wreck you.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, because that was, like, I think more like this episode is going to end up being less about the notion that nuclear bombs are real or fake and more about when the subject first came up with us and we started talking about it and, like, how my first comment about the whole thing, I was like, it doesn't fit into my equation for conspiracy theory simply because there's way too many players for this to be pulled off. Because, like, think about, you've got 2 Japanese cities worth of people to have to be complicit, and they're not being nuclear weapons. Now, I will accept the argument that there's a possibility that the shit isn't as powerful as, like, the first few bombs. Like, that's like our progress might have ended there. We might have never made anything bigger than that.
Yeah.
So they're still technically nuclear arms. They're simply just not that powerful.
Another thing I thought was neat was the whole idea of nuclear energy spawned out of Bohemian Grove. That's a fact.
Really?
Yeah. I thought we talked about that before.
See, I'm a proponent of nuclear energy too, so now it makes me question everything.
As it should. That's like our little moniker, questioning everything.
Yeah.
It's in the
I said it without knowing it.
Let's Google right now in live time. Nuclear energy, Bohemian Grove. Not Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. S1 Committee, Bohemian Grove, September 13th, 1942. Manhattan Project.
Gosh.
Came out of one of their little summer camps. They get in there, a bunch of men, naked men, getting drunk, doing some cocaine. Homosexual prostitutes, they get out there, they unwind by fucking boys and committing like little satanic rituals and stuff.
Yeah.
Cremations of care and what have you. And then they get down to some science.
They come up with the supposedly most destructive.
We're back. I did stumble upon another interesting little rabbit hole that we probably ought to do a show on.
Yeah.
Just how it's admitted now by like mainstream scientists that oil is not peak. Like the whole peak oil thing's fake. And how it was never fossil fuels.
Yeah.
It's all artificially engineered. The prices are artificially high. It's just a natural process that goes on in the earth.
So it's like basically how De Beers with diamonds.
Yeah, so that's a good little thing to bookmark, and we'll talk about it later time.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I'll tell you, my favorite rabbit hole that we started going down with the notion that nuclear weapons weren't real, and I'd almost want to dedicate a whole show to it because I think there's gold in the mountains.
Yeah. A little thought experiment,
was the notion that, because I postulated this when we were talking about the notion that they weren't real. I was like, if that's the truth, I was like, that means that the whole Cold War was bullshit too. I was like, because you had two superpowers who were supposedly utterly and completely against each other, in on the like fact that the shit wasn't real, but they both pretended like it was.
Yes.
I was like, because in the grand scheme of things, if the rivalry between these two nations was real, one of them would have called the other one out and said, "Nah, dude, this is fake. This wasn't real." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it kind of makes me wonder, though, too, like if it's like the space argument that we've had back and forth because we don't really know. We've not been there.
Yeah.
But like the Russians, they said, well, if it was fake, we would have told you. Yeah. We were watching that. What if they all just agreed to be in on the fake?
Well, yeah, see, here's the thing, like, and this is how I kind of went down this. I was like, what if, like, in the grand scheme of things, all it really was, like, the Cold War was simply the controllers, the people at the very top, trying to figure out which system of control was better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they're the only, like, these dudes at the very tippity top were the only ones that knew that, for a fact, the United States and Russia were never actually going to go war with each other and destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
But they needed to create that rivalry in order to...
And the fear battery. Charge it up.
Yeah, make them compete against each other to see which form of control was better.
Yeah. It's neat, too, that the top really two systems that evolved out of everything were like the much fake capitalism of the United States with its socialist police force, fire department, medicine, welfare system, and libraries, stuff like that. And then you have China that's like much fake communism that has capitalist undertones. And we just kind of compete and jerk each other off. We're both necessary for the other to exist.
Yeah.
What's going to happen tomorrow, What will it be next?
Because you think about the Cold War, like we never fought the Russians, right?
Mm-hmm.
We merely fought proxy wars involving the Russians.
Yeah, it was like a little chess match.
Yeah, more or less. But I think like the powers that be, like I said, it was to them the whole thing was it was a big social experiment to see like which levels of control were the most effective, and if you lead it to its final conclusion, obviously they found the U.S. model the most efficient.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever ends they were trying to meet, it had the best means for them.
Yeah,
that's why they allowed the Soviet Union to fail.
Right.
That's the theory. Like I said, that's a whole episode to talk about that because and it's like you said, it charged the fear batteries.
Yeah,
because an entire two generations, or maybe even three, lived in a constant state of fear. That at any given moment, two nations were going to fucking destroy the planet.
Yeah.
And leave it a wasteland.
Right. It's not too late.
Well, technically, they still have theirs. We still have ours.
Yeah.
China has them. More people have them now than even back then.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just... It's one of those things that, I'm sure they have weapons that could easily destroy humanity. It doesn't really matter. There's no point in getting into the argument of whether or not it's real or fake.
Yeah.
Clearly, they'll kill the shit out of you.
Yeah.
They're the number one threat to humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Democide.
But yeah.
We're coming up on the season of sacrifice, too. That's exciting.
Ooh.
When does it start? The first day of spring?
I think so.
Until Valpurgis not?
Is it considered the vernal equinox?
Yeah. What day is that, I wonder?
That's a good question.
I like that, though. That's a good thread, too. Mark Passio turned me on to just to look back throughout history of all the engagements, wars, and terrorist attacks that had happened during the season of sacrifice. It's 2019, we didn't really have much last year, so maybe this year will be bumping.
It's on March 20th this year.
Okay, well, we're trucking right along.
Yeah.
It's good.
So we're coming up on the season of sacrifice,
Yeah.
warms back up. Shit's gonna happen.
I'm at least ready for spring.
You know, just to like talk about current stuff. Did you see that another person committed an act of a fake hate crime?
God damn it, man! Really?
A person who's part of the LGBTQ plus community burned down their own house to try to make it look like it was like a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't think that the Detroit LGBTQ plus parade got enough press.
Man, that's mental health right there. You crazy for real?
Yeah.
Burn my fucking house down.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let me ask you this. In the grand scheme of things, because I know you're not really into the milk that's sports, right?
No.
Do you have a horse in the fight or a hat in the ring, preferably?
I like horse in the fight better. Horse with boxing gloves on, getting ready to fucking throw
now,
down.
Would the horse have the boxing gloves on its front legs or back legs or both?
How does a dog wear pants? You know?
I go with the option, not all four legs have pants on them. Only the back legs do, because that's what pants are.
Right. Not to sidestep you, but what's my horse fighting about?
Oh, okay. So sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's another kerfuffle that's been blown up because a transgender woman competed in a track and field event and fucking just dusted the competition.
Yeah.
And people that question, it's just like the wrestling thing last year. And they're like, people are up in arms because they're like,
where a person born biologically male changed into a female and then dominated the competition?
Yes.
Do I have a horse in that fight?
Do you have a horse in that fight?
No, because it's just, to me, it's a non-starter. It should go to the second person that won that was biologically female because she was the biological female that won. Because a man is built, like you can identify whatever you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But physically, your physiology has determined you were born with the fucking hip structure, the bone density of a man.
Yeah.
Therefore, you are going to physically, 9 times out of 10, outperform a female.
I looked at a Hill to Die on thread from Weird Hill to Die on earlier about this.
Yeah.
And this woman was vehemently into the... She believed... Okay, this is what she believed.
Oh, God.
She believed that... I don't know if she's a she. I might have just misgendered her. I don't know.
You pig.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
She believed that instead of having male and female sports, that all sports should be integrated and you have different levels of skill.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, it didn't matter if you were transgender or not. Like, it wouldn't be women's and men's tennis. It would just be tennis. Yeah. And then you would have different leagues of skill
women
based into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would compete against each other. And people were just, like, ripping her. Like, that's fucking stupid. Like, so, okay, you're claiming you're a feminist. You believe in the equality of the sexes and that women, like... You know, but like she disregards the whole fact, like, of biology and the fact that, like, they, like, put it to her. They're like, if you did that, you realize that, like, it would create a form of fucking sexism even worse than anything we have today.
Yeah.
Because automatically the top tier league would be dominated by men.
Right. I mean, you might have some outliers, but yeah, by and large, it's going to be that way.
Yeah. Well, and she's like, well, you could have weight class stuff and stuff like that. I'm like, and people shut her down. They're like, you do realize, like, a 250-pound man and a 250-pound woman are two different things, right?
Skeletal muscle, bone density.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and ladies, I'm not shitting on you. It's just biology.
I think most women or any woman listening to the podcast probably agree with you. You know what I mean? We're not saying that you're shitty or any of that. We're combating mental illness on a national stage. Worldwide stage, perhaps.
I just don't understand, like, how they don't get that there's just...
there's differences.
I'm not saying that one sex is better than the other.
Yeah, clearly you have a horse in this fight.
I do have a horse in this fight, because I just think it's fucked up. Like, and because here's the thing, like, there's certain, like, sports that would completely be, like, destroyed by doing something like that.
Yeah. Well, you take one that I think would throw that argument on its head is, like, jiu-jitsu, if they had one of those, because I've been beaten up. I've been destroyed by women that were a lot smaller than me.
Yeah.
That's a skill match. Strength has no game there. But you want to talk about track and field or weightlifting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a definite difference there.
Or, like, like someone mentioned, they're like, what if LeBron James tomorrow decided he was a woman and joined the WNBA?
Shit, I'm a girl though.
They're like, are you cool with him? Like, just fucking like, the motherfucker is like 7 foot tall and weighs fucking he's probably over 300 fucking pounds.
He's a big motherfucker.
And all he is fucking muscle and fucking bone. He will fucking he destroys men.
Yeah.
Huge men.
That's going to be the modern day equivalent of Michael Jordan seeing if he could play baseball, you know? Just,
like, are you cool with just like watching it just...
I get it, man. I understand. The rage.
Because it's like, wait, like, I'm not...
To me, they're not having the argument that needs to be had. They're arguing politically correct bullshit that we all deep down know or would be taught in short order. The way of things, right? Like,
here's the thing. We know for a fact, say, for example, like, say there was some sort of competition where who could survive the most G-forces, right? We know that it's been scientifically proven that women can survive better G-force than us. Ergo, they can fly better than we can.
Yeah.
Right? So, technically, they make better pilots because of that. Right? They have the ability to they don't pass out when they fucking hit too many Gs.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in that same vein, like, there are things they can do that we can't do.
Right. No,
there's super important things they can do that we can't do.
I totally understand. I think the true argument that they should be having, though, is they should completely. I agree. They should completely remove. It should be like Equal Rights Amendment, right?
Yeah.
Everything should be open to anyone who wants to attend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we should also have an NSL. I've said this for years in every sports category.
National Steroid League?
Yes. Because that is your choice. You join it, and you can do whatever the fuck you want with your physiology.
Yeah, I tell you what. So, like, that way you could have people who are you could have, like, crazy, like, exhibitions of fucking strength and athleticism. On top of that, would also be a good arena for the transgender folk to be able to,
let them
apply their trade.
Let everybody in there.
Yeah.
Even let non-juicing people try to compete if they want. Let it just fucking do it, man.
Like, you imagine, like...
Open it up.
Like, the few times athletes have gotten caught doing steroids, right? Like, you look at, like, Lance Armstrong and what he did.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. It was wrong. Because here's the thing. He was going up against competition that didn't do any of that. And that's fucked up. But at the same time, the motherfucker dominated cycling for years because of it.
I think instead of trying to hide it, you know, and doing the bare minimum or whatever, the bare maximum that can be done and not get caught, imagine like that's truly finding human potential. Because not only does it, like, we have established items that were created in the 50s, right? Your Diana balls, your Winstrals, your testosterone esters, stuff like that. We know about those things, but what if you opened up an NSL that would start a whole new wave of science research? They would find probably new steroids, maybe safer steroids.
You imagine, like, watching a whole track and field, like a fucking 100-meter dash, and all the contestants are on fucking albuterol.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody decided, you know what? I know what the risks are. I'm going to fucking take it because I want to see how far I can push my physiology in this temporary meat sack that I inhabit.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it.
I would watch sports then.
Like, people have destroyed their bodies for this. I mean, look at football.
Yeah.
Dudes know for a fact, like, fucking, they end up with fucking holes in their brain because of all the hits they take.
I love how they're slow walking that on a national scale, too. They're like slow walking the whole brain damage thing.
Oh, listen. There was a movie about that. I can't remember what it was called. It had Will Smith in it. But it was about the fact that, like...
Aladdin?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It was about the fact that for years, the NFL had completely, like, kept the whole fucking CTE issue dead in the fucking crib.
Right.
They didn't want anybody fucking knowing that there was a correlation going on between fucking ex-football players and fucking terrible degenerative brain diseases.
Yeah. What if you just had a CTE moment there from your days of football?
Right?
Dirt problem.
I did play football when I was a kid. And I have received a few concussions in my day.
Yeah, even professionally you've received a few, you know?
Yeah,
in
exactly.
The factory, falling equipment and what have you.
I got the dents in my head to prove it.
Basically, sprockets falling out of the ceiling.
Listen, you know, you spend a lot of time around me. You know for a fact I have my moments.
We both do. Mine is probably more chemical or chromosome related, though. Yours is physical damage related.
Yeah. I know you've seen me just, like, miles away before, just staring off into the distance.
I mean, they all know it, too. They listen to us once a week, at least.
Yeah.
We love you for it.
I mean, I'm still here, though.
Yeah.
I'm still mostly here.
I'm just glad that they come back. I'm really surprised. I feel like there's some kind of pressure that comes with this podcasting thing. You know, like you have to have a topic. You have to do your research. But then, like, we do the shoot the shit cast, where we just shoot the shit for an hour. And then, like, all the people that come out of the woodwork, like, man, I love that episode. That was awesome.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I know we talked about it. I guess we could talk about it on the show, too, is the notion that, and you guys could give us feedback if you think it's a good idea.
I love feedback.
We've talked about the notion of starting a new, like, we wouldn't get rid of Bones and Tubs because we still like doing the conspiracy stuff.
Bones and Tubs is our bread and butter.
Yeah, but
We
have talked about doing a secondary podcast.
Yeah.
That would be a fun, just shoot the shit show.
Cheeky cast.
Yeah, a cheeky cast of us just being cheeky the whole time.
Yeah. It just gets tiresome, man, with all the shit. Because we all know that it's a fucking lie. It's all a lie. You know?
Well,
how much can you truly stare into the abyss before you become a fucking mind-numb piece of shit?
Can I postulate my theory that I had yesterday about Jesuit energy conversion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I was talking to El Presidente yesterday, right?
Presidente.
And I was talking to him, and I was talking about how, like, Trump, and I said that woman that's from Brooklyn, that I'd refused to say her name, has started learning to do the same thing. I was like, they have this ability. I was like, and not a lot of people, I think, can do it, where they can. It doesn't matter what kind of energy they're receiving, whether it's negative or positive. They draw power from it, right?
Yeah.
And they're able to become more powerful. Even if, like, people, like, fervently hate them, they're still getting power from it.
Yeah.
Right? And Trump was my example. I was like, think about it. I was like, for the most of part in the United States, when you mention that man's name, it's going to usually go in one of two directions.
Yeah.
You love him,
or you hate him,
or you fucking hate him.
Right.
And both sides are pretty, like, passionate about that fact. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like that, because me and El Presidente, amongst each other, and I would say you're included, are kind of more, like, neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't, like, try to put any energy towards it one way or the other.
Right. Other than to just point out things.
And this tied into, when we were talking about this tied into the notion that I had, because we talked about before about his ties with the Jesuits.
Yeah.
And I said that, I was like, for all we know, Trump has figured out, he's been taught some sort of Jesuit conversion technique. Mm-hmm. Like some sort of way to convert that negative energy. Because, like, think about it like this. You look at other celebrities and stuff like that, and, like, they get famous, and then they, like, you know, they get lots of love, but at the same time, they're ultimately going to get haters.
I prefer infamy also. It's so powerful.
And a lot of haters, like, all that negative energy, some people don't know how to, like, cope with it.
Yeah.
Because they feel it, and they don't know how to process it properly.
They soak it in, and
they end up, like...
It's like a unicorn popping around in their body.
They end up resorting to drugs and alcohol to try to cope with that negative energy, and then ultimately it leads them to a road of destruction, and they, you know, die or kill themselves.
Exactly.
So... my logic was maybe he was trained in some sort of special Jesuit technique. And now this is going to sound crazy and it's going to be out there, but this is a conspiracy podcast, so I could go ahead and go with it.
That's what we do. Mental exercises.
But I was like, think about it like this. I was like, if he was trained by the Jesuits to deal with this, right? I was like, they're a perfect group because, like, their big thing since their inception was missionary work. Mm-hmm. Their whole job was to go out into far-flung places in the world where people did not trust them, they did not like them, and a lot of them vehemently hated them. Yeah. And their job was to try to convert them. So through the years, through their techniques, they've learned how to adapt and use that negative energy to power them.
Well, I mean, that's basic. One of the laws, right? The Kabbalion?
Yeah.
One of the natural laws. I don't remember.
It's about polarity.
Is it correspondence?
It could. Polarity? Well, I think it's more of it's a matter of rhythm and polarity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you just take it and flip it and transmute it, inner alchemy, into something else to your advantage. Yeah. So that's totally a plausible thing because people are doing that regardless of it being Jesuit based or not. I mean, it's in the foundations. And I was like, and it makes, I was like, and here's the thing, like when someone can know how to do that, it makes them vital. I was like, think about it. Trump's like in his middle 70s. Yeah. I was like, the dude eats fucking garbage and drinks Diet Coke. Right. Like for all intents and purposes, the cocksucker should be fucking dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he thrives.
You know what I mean? And he's fucking like I'm not trying to tote the man. I'm not trying to suck his dick right now. But he does seem like fucking like invigorated.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
I want to say virile, but I feel like that would be taken the wrong way.
I mean, I'll take it.
But you get that from him, right?
Yeah.
Even though like
he's got that fucking time machine, man. He went in the future and got some fucking futuristic bang.
Well, I think he's fucking converting this energy.
I get it. I'm just throwing, alternate universes out there. You never know.
So, like I was saying, he has the ability to like convert this energy. And I was like, you look at these other groups, like we talked about the other like deep state cabal. I was like, and their ties to adrenochrome and stuff. I was like, that's their way to try to like combat it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they had to stop doing what they're doing, and as you can see, they're like falling apart.
Yeah. I can't wait to see all this fall out with that. I'm so tired of trying to figure out if it's true or not true. Everything tells me it's true. The adrenochrome crowd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
like that was like where Trump learned a technique to convert this energy. They just resorted to a cheaper, more a easier outlet than trying to train yourself to be able to convert energy. And they simply just took adrenochrome.
Yeah, we need to figure this out too. We can just take all the things that we hate in our day-to-day minutia and turn it into fuel instead of eating us out on the inside.
And I think I finished that whole conversation with a joke about how I felt like Trump could be the Kwisatz Haderach.
Yeah.
He could be the one that's in many places at once.
Hashtag Dune reference. Hashtag powerful. Hashtag powerful Dune reference.
I've been on a Dune kick here lately. I don't know what it is. Like, I love that series.
Yeah.
So I started, like, rewatching, like, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about it and stuff, like, just the mythology, even though I know the mythology.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably do a podcast about Dune.
But you like to retaste it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I like to go back to it because I think I have a feeling that the reason I want to go back to it is because the call of the muse is starting to come back again.
That's good.
And I'm trying to like
tantalize.
Yeah.
Seduce the muse.
I could hear the song of the turtle in the distance. I'm just waiting for it to get a little louder.
Speaking of retasting, I don't know if you saw this or not. This is breaking news, I'm a part of so many fucking various group chats that this just came across my desk from a local affiliate news out of Kansas City. A bizarre beer attempting to bring back the flavor of your childhood. The Smart Mouth Brewing Company in Virginia says they're creating a beer of the Wonder Years, which they claim will taste like frosted Lucky Charms cereal. And then in my mind's eye, I see the meme of, what's his name, from Jurassic Park. Your scientists were so concerned with whether they could and not so much whether they should.
Yeah. That's the truth. I would say that, like, I want to know a question. Who asked for Lucky Charms beer?
Listen, man.
I want to know the man who did it. I want to know who said, I want Lucky Charms beer. Because you know what?
I want it to taste like childhood memories and a gay pride parade right in my mouth.
I might slap him in the fucking balls.
I get it.
First of all, I was never really big on the fucking Lucky Charms bandwagon anyways.
Nah, man. Maybe if it... God damn, dude.
Is that me? Yeah.
Mine's a piece of shit phone. Oh. We need to, like... There's so many other things that I'd like to taste, I saw an article the other day, too, that made me upset because it was just wrong scientifically.
Yeah.
But it said that beer contains something like twice or 3 times the amount of estrogen.
As soy.
But here's the thing. It doesn't contain estrogen, right? My understanding is that it's the sugar.
Does it make you produce more estrogen?
Yeah, it's an estrogen mimicker. So,
okay.
And I think it has everything to do with physiology. But that's like any alcohol that you drink. When you drink it, turns into sugar, therefore feeds the aromatase process. That's why if you see these people, or if you yourself have ever gotten drunk on a specific type of alcohol and it made you emotional.
Well, yeah, see, here's the thing. I'm going to go throw this out there and say that it's definitely about physiology because I come from my...
C-U-M.
What's that?
Nothing.
My dad's family. Oh, I get it now. My dad's family, they're German Catholics. I mean, I guess that makes me, I'm German, but I'm not Catholic.
And an alcoholic. At heart, at least.
No.
Genetically.
And, but I come from a long line of beer drinking people.
Yeah.
That's just anybody who's related to me, who listens to this show, if you feel like you have a hill to die on, go ahead and die on it. That's just the truth. We come from a long line of beer drinkers, right?
It is.
And I could proudly say that for the most part, other than the more rotund individuals in our family who are male, none of them have moobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got moobs, but I'm kind of a bigger guy. But, I've started losing weight, so now my moobs are going away.
Starting to turn them into rock solid fucking muscle bags.
Yeah.
I
mean, the carpenter touched them yesterday and said that he was impressed by them.
They're a toy.
Yeah.
He'll not only give you a 5-star review on your podcast, he'll fill you up whenever you want.
Exactly.
God bless him.
I don't know. Here's the thing. Every time, and it's just advice to people out there because I find this constantly.
Yeah.
When you read something that starts with scientists say.
Yeah.
Okay. Take it with a grain of salt.
Just use some critical thinking, man.
Because I saw one the other day. Someone posted this article, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were basically saying that psychologists found that children who were raised by same-sex lesbians, and this is the key word, may have less psychological issues.
Right.
Now, you pull up the article, you start reading it, and you keep seeing those, possible.
Right.
May.
Yeah.
You don't see any conclusive
what
evidence.
What are they comparing it to? What's the control?
Heterosexuals.
Okay. Well, I just wondered if maybe they meant less psychological issues in both their crazy ass.
Well, they
parents.
said they were more. They said that they were mentally healthier.
Sorry, that was a jab at females being crazy.
But
I apologize.
But then somebody commented and posted a link to another article that was actually more recent that said that that's a misleading article. Basically, and pulled the same research from a different article and said, that's fake because they just drew conclusions from nothing. He's like, this is what they actually found.
Isn't this just the English writing version of using statistics to prove anything you want? People are getting paid to write these fucking articles.
Pretty much. Because what you find is, if you actually look at the research, is they don't turn out better. It's just there's really no difference between two lesbians raising children and two heterosexual people raising children.
It's all based on just the inevitable dice roll.
So if you're against same-sex marriage, I'm sorry that you're even for that research, because it was a 25-year study.
Right.
You're wrong. It doesn't really matter.
That's fine, man.
What seemed weird though, what was absent was two gay fathers.
Yeah.
Absent from the equation.
Yeah.
It made me wonder, if they didn't give us the data, then maybe they found something out about it. I'm not saying anything against it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
To each their own, and I don't think there's a problem with it.
I just think that the whole duality thing's important,
Yeah, but at the same time, it's about roles you play. Because each and every one of us have the masculine and feminine inside of us.
That's what I mean. If you're getting raised by two butchy men or women, you're probably not getting the feminine aspect. You're not understanding the emotions or the empathy. Vice versa, if you're getting all the emotions and empathy, you're not getting the logic.
Yeah, you're not getting the logic or the
masculine.
The ability to judge and discern.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have balance, just like with everything. You drink too much water, it'll kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, well, I think that about wraps it up for the show.
All right, Shoot the Shit cast has been a good one. I feel like I've gotten a lot of the mental diarrhea out. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I decided subconsciously, I will tell this story because it puts me on the dick and people like hearing about people fucking up, right?
Okay.
I decided subconsciously to see how the other half live this week.
Yeah.
I forgot to pay my water bill.
Oh.
So they turned my fucking water off last night.
Oh, my fucking God.
Yeah, man. Preach. That was good.
I would have been pissed.
I was fucking pissed because I just come home,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to get in the shower. Nope. Dead. So I went up to the village office, which closed about 2 hours before I got there, and I put a check in the box.
Yeah.
And then, did all the necessary things. We went and got cleaned up at another place where people pay their goddamn water bill, and then got everything prepared for today's events. Waited until 9:01 because they opened at 9. I called in there with my hair shirt on.
Yeah.
Self-flagellation. Got that taken care of. They were back out in a jiffy. Water's on again.
That's good.
So now I understand,
Well, see, here's the thing.
It's like the austerity.
Before me and Toe Beans consolidated our assets and came together as one, I will be the first one to admit, financially speaking, I've never been the most sound individual.
Me either. I'm a mess.
It's not even about, spending money I shouldn't. It's more just about like I have this weird social anxiety about paying bills, right? And so I know what it's like to have my water turned off. I've had it turned off a few times.
Struggle's real over here at the Bones and Tubs podcast.
I know what it's like to have my power turned off.
Yeah,
and that's scary as fuck.
Right. Preach.
I know what it's like to get a fucking eviction notice on your door.
Yeah.
I've had those stressors. I felt it.
See, we know common folk what it's like. We don't live on an ivory tower. Our tower is made of the same thing your tower is made out of. Over here at the Bones and Tubs podcast.
Aluminum, Formica, and fucking some plastic, I guess. I don't know.
Mostly plastic.
Yeah. Nah, so I know what it's like, but luckily Toe Beans, she is a sound financial advisor.
She's an angry Englishman. Sort your fucking life out, mate.
She's really good at that stuff, where I'm not.
That's good.
So, but anyways, I think that about wraps it up for the show.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, go over to iTunes and leave us a review.
I would love it. We got so many downloads and so little reviews. It just doesn't make sense that we have so many downloads and so little reviews.
You know what? You want to leave us a shitty one where we talk about drunk chicks instead of Go Beckley Tappy? You could do that too.
Because we did both, you know? And I'm not going to say I didn't.
No.
But, yeah, go over to iTunes, give us a review. We would appreciate it. We'll shout you out, whatever you want. Just, you know, send us an email with a screenshot. Let us know, hey, I just dropped you guys a review. This is what I'd like. You want me to sing a song on the radio? You want me to say your name? Whatever, I'll do it. Check us out on Instagram.
Yes.
Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs. Facebook.com/Bones and Tubs.
Go check out Rabbit Hole Radio.
Rabbit Hole Radio. We are fresh on there. That's exciting. Very exciting to me.
Yeah. And if you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
You know, some of you might be getting your taxes back. You know, there's a little bit of liquidity in you.
You might decide that unlike, you know, my last water bill, you've got $1 on your credit at the end of the month. You want to throw it towards Patreon.
You're like, fuck, man, I got this extra $1 I don't know what to do with.
Maybe it'll help Bones pay his fucking water bill. Piece of shit.
So you go on over to that Patreon.
Yeah.
Start with just $1 a month and join the nation.
We will shout you out. Some of our previous shout outs have made people terrified to fall asleep. You know, like we would just go through the episode and I'd be like, hey, fucking Travis Earnshaw, you know?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And he's like, oh, Jesus Christ, I was driving home. So, I mean, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah. But I think that about wraps it up with, I think, Ryan Simpson for letting us use his music on the show. If any of you are musicians out there and you would like to hear your music on the show, drop us an email. buzzandtubs@gmail.com.
This is the Sharing is Caring podcast. You get us music, we'll get you out there.
We'd love to have some fresh voices on the podcast.
Fresh muses.
But yeah, leave us a review. We hope you all have a good week. We hope you enjoyed the show, even though it's just a bullshit show.
Shoot the shit
bullshitting show.
Shoot the shitcast.
But we hope you all have a good week, and we hope you tune in next time.
Yes, we love you.
We really do.